So now let's set up our backend. So we're gonna go to the main folder and we're gonna create another one, which is gonna call this backend. And then we're gonna open the terminal and we're gonna navigate to the backend folder. And here we're gonna initialize npm. And the way we do it is just npm init. And I'm gonna add -y because we wanna avoid getting the equation. You wanna go and then you're gonna click yes and then there. So I just wanna avoid that. And directly npm init, and if you go to the folder, we're gonna have the package.json and we're ready to install any package we want. So the first package that we need, which is the one that we're gonna use, which is Express.js. So how we do that, we just npmi. Let me go here, npmi, and then I'm gonna call Express. So this way we're gonna install Express from the Node library. So we're gonna wait, and now it's been installed. So the way we create a server is very simple. So we're gonna go to the backend, and then we can create a new file, which is gonna call it server.js. You can call it whatever, it's not a problem. .js, you can call it whatever, it's not a problem. So first of all, we need to import the Express server, and the way we do it in the backend or in JavaScript normally on Node.js, you have const and then you name the package, which is going to be Express, and then you require it. It's not like import, it's different, and I'm sure you know this. So now we imported the Express. Now we're going to create an app, an Express app. So how we do it, we're going to const app and then we call Express as a function. You can name this whatever you want. So also when we create a server, you need to know a port to listen to. So we're gonna app and then we're gonna listen to it. So for example, I'm gonna use port 8000, and you have this option to add an arrow function right here to do something. I'm gonna console log, like server is listening, so we know the server is working. So this is up to you, you can do whatever right here. So now let's create some endpoints. So first of all, let's see if the server is running. So Control G, this is the terminal. So how we run our server, we simply write node and then server.js, which is the file. And as you see, we get server is listening, but we don't have any type of data or any type of routing to see some data. So we can do something simple. Let's close this first. Let's go back here and let's go to our application and add like a route, which is gonna be get, and then we're gonna go to the home, which is the main one, and then we're gonna have a function right here, request response, and you can do whatever right here. So when we connect to the server, slash, which is gonna be localhost 8000, which is the main one, we're gonna do something like rest.send. So we send a message back, welcome from home, and you can take this and create a new one, and also, for example, /books, and welcome from books. Just mind the typos, trying to write so fast and then I end up ruining things. So now let's go to the terminal again and run the same thing, node server.js, and as you see, server is listening. We can go now and open our browser and we're gonna go to localhost 8000, and as you see, this is the home. So we get welcome from home. As you see here, we have, let's close this, as we have right here, welcome from home from the main one, the home one, slash. Now for example, let's go to /books and we're gonna see that we get welcome from books. So let's go /books, and as you see, we see right here welcome from books, and in this main one we just have welcome from home. One other thing also that you want to need to know about having servers is, like, for example, let's change this from books, like welcome from, I don't know, the new books home. Okay, I don't know what I'm writing. So let's go back and let's go to /books, and as you're gonna see, nothing changed. That's because you need to go and run the server again. So you need to stop it and then go node server.js. Now server is listening, you refresh, and then you get the new changes, which is kind of sad. So we're gonna have a solution for this. So simply we're gonna have another package. All it does is just whenever we save, it restarts the servers for us, and the package is called nodemon. It's very famous. So npmi and then nodemon, and we install this. We're gonna wait a little bit. Alrighty then, it's taking a bit of time. As long as it's installing, we're gonna go to the package.json. My PC is lagging a little bit, so let's go to package.json it's installed as you see right here. We have this script right here, so we use this script to run like some codes in our application. So we're gonna remove this and we're gonna add one. So we're gonna click on it, for example, start, and you can write everything here. So the code that we wrote before was like node server.js. that was our code. So we can go exactly right here and do the same thing. So but this time we can just go npm start, and you're gonna go to the package.json in the script is gonna change it to this. So this is npm start, and then it's gonna execute this code, which is not server.js. So if we done it, it's gonna be as you see the same way, and you see server is listening. So for example, this is for start. Like if you want to use like another one like server, you have to use it different. So it's gonna be npm run, so it knows the scripts that's only available for start to use it directly. So you have like another word, so it's gonna be npm run, and then what you're gonna run, so server for example, and you're gonna do the same thing. But this is not for NodeMon. To use NodeMon, you just add mon. So now we're gonna use NodeMon. So now if we once again and then npm run server, now our server is gonna run on NodeMon. Now it's watching every changes that you made in the server. It's gonna automatically restart it, sorry, to get the new changes, which is pretty nice. So let's go back to the server, and now for example, let's go right here and just write some stupid thing like ha 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 ha. So go to the browser back, and we see if we refresh, and we're gonna get it right here. So you can go again and then write anything. I'm too sleepy to write something meaningful. So let's go back again, refresh, and as you see now we don't need to stop the server and run it again. So this way is very, very nice. So there are other tools that we're gonna install and add to our server to add security and to allow JSON and all the stuff. So we're gonna go step by step. So as you see, this is the simplest, the easiest way to create an Express.js server. But one of the things that we're gonna learn after is cores. So what are cores and what they're used for and how they protect our server? See you in the next video.